The WWE banked on Sasha Banks' name for quite a while, but her sudden departure has left fans heartbroken and confused. Not only did she become one of the best divas out there, she became a household name. So, why did the WWE release her, and what is going on? Who initiated the move? We've gotten down all the deets to share with you. First up, some major creative differences. Banks underwent PRK eye surgery earlier this week, and several images and videos from her surgery surfaced on social media. The boss had not been seen or heard from since she was indefinitely suspended from WWE for walking out of an episode of Monday Night Raw. Along with her tag team partner Naomi, Banks walked out on WWE during the May 16th Raw and were subsequently handed indefinite suspensions without pay. This situation is said to have arisen due to creative differences and broken promises on WWE's end. According to former wrestling reporter and writer 𝘍𝙀𝙆𝙆𝙆, Banks' contract was due to be up within 2 months, though that was never confirmed by WWE. To date, neither Banks nor Naomi has commented on their standoff with the organization, though the latter has removed all references to the agency from her Twitter bio, and neither have been seen on a WWE TV since the organization repeatedly peddled the pair had disappointed the management and fans alike. Next, a rocky relationship from the beginning. Banks has had a rocky relationship with WWE that most recently took an ugly turn last month when Banks and former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Naomi walked out during the May 16th broadcast of Raw. Both women have remained quiet on the matter, aside from a cryptic tweet here and there. Fans are equally confused about what is going on behind the scenes and whether this is a joke, but it seems too serious to be some kind of prank. One Reddit user commented that they had observed that Sasha has always had a very tough relationship with the wrestling agency from the very beginning. There might have been differences that have not been vocalized by both parties for obvious privacy reasons. Sean Ross said that both parties have been hush-hush about it and have taken care of things quietly because nobody has any clue as to what is going on. And now for WWE on the duo. They're highly unprofessional. Despite Sasha being labeled as one of the best female wrestlers in the history of the WWE, the organization had a lot to say about her attitude. On that night, the agency released a statement that labeled the women as unprofessional, and Corey Graves made it clear on the broadcast that they had summarily and unprofessionally walked out. The company also removed all merchandise related to the women from their online shop and stripped the two of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, though this seemed to be in the storyline, given Graves' long-running criticism of Banks as part of his character. The walkout was reportedly legitimate. The women felt disrespected and humiliated. They told the organization that they did not feel respected enough to be part of the championships. Sasha requested a meeting with Vince McMahon, which she was granted, and when he wouldn't budge on his creative decisions, she left the arena. Her partner then walked out alongside her, despite reportedly being slated to win the match and become the new #1 contender. Next up, Vince won't let her leave. This developing story furthers a volatile history of tensions between Sasha Banks and WWE. Banks' previous rift with WWE in 2019 resulted in the top star skipping a taping for the Wendy Williams show before taking a leave of absence from the company. During a recent interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Broken Skull Sessions, Sasha admitted she asked Vince McMahon for her release, but he wouldn't let her leave. Banks' absence lasted for 5 months before she returned as a heel. Since returning, Banks has shined as one of the top stars and MVP of the pandemic, becoming the first black woman to headline WrestleMania and is the current tag team champion as well. Unfortunately, the two sides find themselves at odds yet again. Banks opened up about battling depression during her absence while being featured on WWE Chronicles. Sasha Banks has previously told her fans that wrestling broke her and sent her spiraling out of control. She confessed that she struggled with anxiety and depression because of the immense amount of pressure that was put on her by the organization. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event on tonight's Monday Night Raw. The agency claims during the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. All the agency had to say about the matter was, "We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event." Fans feel that Sasha and Naomi have not been treated fairly, and while some believe they should not have walked out, most fans are in favor of their decision. And now, it's time to move on to some more related news. Now, in other related news, Sasha Banks spotted with a new look alongside released WWE star. Sasha Banks has been very supportive of former WWE superstar Samurai 𝘍𝙀𝙀 over the years. When 𝘍𝙀𝙀 made a one-night cameo for AEW last November, she made it a point to shout out her dear friend on social media. In the aftermath of the Luchador's WWE exit, Banks shared a picture of the two training in the ring together with an "always grinding" caption. On Thursday, Banks was there for her friend again, taking part in a photo shoot for Candela, a new CBD brand launched by 𝘍𝙀𝙀 and his wife Abigail. The photo shoot was held at the Create Coffee and Studio in Orlando, Florida. Banks would also bring her dog, Ryu, to the shoot, the photos of which were shared by Create Coffee on Instagram. As seen below, Banks is now sporting a darker hairdo. It's unknown if the new look is just for the photo shoot, but she was seen sporting what seemed to be her natural hair prior to her PRK eye surgery earlier this month. Next, Lio Rush comments on potential hip-hop collaboration with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks' name has been in the wrestling media quite a lot over the past month after walking out of Monday Night Raw. Lately, there have been reports that suggest Banks is no longer even with WWE. In an exclusive Wrestling Inc. interview with Nick Hausman, Lio Rush spoke about his new EP, Not Alone 2, dropping this Friday, June 24th, and commented on the possibility of he and Banks possibly collaborating on a track down the road. "Sasha can hop on a track for sure," Rush stated. "The invitation is open." Hausman pressed a seemingly game Rush about whether he had ever heard Banks throw down bars. Naomi and Banks have each had their own share of singles success before entering the tag division, with Naomi having won the SmackDown Women's Championship twice in her career, and Banks having won the Raw Women's Championship 5 times and the SmackDown Women's Championship once. Banks has also won the Women's Tag Team Championship twice before, alongside partner Bayley. The pairing were the inaugural champions in 2019 and reclaimed the belts in 2020 by defeating the team of Nikki Cross, now Nikki Ash, and Alexa Bliss. Finally, WWE's Sasha Banks getting support from AEW's Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood understands where Sasha Banks was coming from, what she is fighting for, and some of the backlash she was likely to receive because of it. It's why one half of All Elite Wrestling's FTR tag team said he tweeted in support of the WWE star the day after she and Naomi walked out on Monday Night Raw on May 16th. Harwood tweeted a photo of him getting a hug from Banks with tag partner Cash Wheeler in the background, with the caption telling her to always stand up for what she believes in. Harwood, who along with Wheeler will be part of a winner-take-all triple tag title match at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view on Sunday, saw some similarities between what they and Banks were fighting for and didn't want her to get beat down by any of the negativity he thought might follow. He praised Banks for standing up for her beliefs and said that he just wanted his friend to know he had her back after the initial walkout. Isn't it nice to see a wholesome friendship? We hope they continue to stay friends forever. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think of the two walking out from the match? Do you believe they have done the right thing by walking out? Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See ya in the next one.